Hello, greetings, Master Future Heights. How you doing? Hope everyone's all right out there. Everyone's feeling blessed. Don't forget to smash a like if you can on the videos, please. Down beneath the videos on YouTube, just click on subscribe, and you're subscribed. Doesn't cost a penny. Also, click on the thumbs up, which means you're liking the videos, please as well, because it helps. Of course, I keep saying it. You should know by now with the algorithms. And leave a comment in the comment section down below. Share the videos, and also please hype the videos if you can as well. Thank you so much for what you've done so far, because you're helping the channel to grow, because we can't do it without you guys. We need you guys so much. So I'll say, I hope you're all right and everything. We're here to talk about what was the first of two videos. The first video, it seems so long ago now. It was last week when we lost actually, no, it was the midweek. Yeah, when we beat, we won away to Club Brugge in the Champions League. I was thinking about the Aston Villa game. I thought, oh yeah, we've got a game in in midweek. This always happens when I come on the screen. I always lose my bearings. But yeah, the game in the midweek on Wednesday, when we beat Club Brugge of Belgium 3-0 away from home in the Champions League, I must say. And we're the favourites. I was looking at the odds the other day. I don't really gamble, but out of curiosity, I was looking at the odds the other day, and it shows that Arsenal are favourites for just about everything. For the League Cup, which is the EFL Cup, which is also called the Carabao Cup. We're now into the quarterfinals. Man City are still in there as well. We're also favourites for the FA Cup, I believe, along with Liverpool, joint favourites at the start. And we're favourites for the Premier League as well as the Champions League. So there you have it. You see, there you have it. Anyway, but the game it started off a bit iffy, the game, but Arsenal played well. I think really the game against Club Brugge in the Champions League, we were comfortable all along because we've more or less qualified. We're top of the group standings. You know, it shows the top of all the teams in it. We've been top. We've been top since about game. We're now played what? I think it's seven. Is it 7 games we've played, or no, 6 games? So we've got 2 games left. Yeah, and we've been top since about game 3, and we have not looked back since. And Bayern Munich was second. You can see the league up here. I'll pull it up here so you can see it. And yeah, so we're top, and then the top 8 automatically qualify. I think the next, because it's the last 16, isn't it? The second round. So the next 8 have to go into like a playoff for them to qualify, you know. And I think one of the second 8s will play against the top 8. So, but we can't. We're not gonna have it totally easy because there might be there might be a top team that drops down. Say maybe like a Juventus or big club. Say like a Juventus or maybe even an Aston Villa or PSG or one of those clubs might be in the second 8. So we could come up against any one of those. If you remember last season, we played against Real Madrid in the second round. Yeah, no, not in the second round, in the quarterfinals. Sorry, and then we actually beat them. So the last 16 is like the second round. So 8 and 8, 16. So the second 8. So we're hoping for a favourable draw. You know, we're hoping for the last time we played against PSV Eindhoven last year, and we battered them 7-1 at their ground, and it was 2-2 at the M's. So we won 9-3 in aggregate. So we're hoping for something like that again this season. And hopefully we can get a favourable draws, and hopefully we get to the final. But the way Arsenal playing at the moment in the Champions League, and even this season, we're not playing. I still think we could play much better going forward, but I'm pretty confident that just about any team we're facing in the next round, I'm very confident. You know, even if it's PSG, even if it's Man City, you know what I mean. Even if it's Bayern Munich again, I'm very confident. You know, home and away, I'm very confident. But anyway, we started off the game, as I said. It was a bit quiet, but we got going after about, I say, 34 minutes when Madueke scored for Arsenal. It was an absolute worldie of a goal. He picked the ball all up just inside his half. He shoved off one player. He beat about 3 players, and he rifled the ball into the top of the net. As I say now, top bins. But I'm old school, so I'm going to say he rifled the ball into the top net, into the top of the goal net, or into the roof of the net. Yeah, I could say, oh, he top binned it, or he top bins, but I use top bins sometimes, but into the roof of the net, into the top of the net. You go before me, even further back, my dad's age group will say, "Oh, he stuck it right into the top of the onion bag, right into the top of the onion bag." It's about generations, but yeah, but top bins for from Nani Mac. One of the best goals was scored this season, and some are even saying that it's a contender for probably the goal of the season in the Champions League. So that was a goal. That was a good goal, and he scored another one in the second half as well. When we came out of half time, he scored another one. This one was a simple header from about, I don't know, maybe a yard out. He just headed it in as a cross came in from the left hand side. He was in the right place at the right time, just headed it in for 2-0 to Arsenal. And really, Club Rouge have improved a lot, because I remember years ago where they were quite a poor side. They were one of the ripping boys of the Champions League, say, I don't know, 10, 15, 20 years ago. But they seem to be a lot better these days. They seem to be a lot more efficient, and they don't seem to concede as many goals as they used to. But we battered them because I suppose Arsenal are one of the best teams now. Or they keep saying that we're the best team in the world. But I think they get whipped by some of the big boys, but the smaller boys, they seem to hold their own against them. So, they're not such the whipping boys they used to be many years ago. So I thought we might have had a harder game. I thought maybe we'd have conceded today, because we haven't got our first choice centre back. Both Saliba and Gabriel are out. So we played, funny enough, Christian Norgard in the centre half next to Inkipikia. So one makeshift centre half and one inexperienced centre half. When is it experienced? Because he's not been at Arsenal for long, but he's played very many times for Leverkusen, for Ecuador, his national team. I think he's even the captain for Ecuador. I didn't even know that. He's the captain for Ecuador. He's really a left back, but he could play in the centre half position. So we had one guy who's not a total first choice centre half. He could play there, but he's really a left back. And we've got another one who's mostly a midfield player. He played there. So, and we kept a clean sheet. Everywhere I made a few saves. Yeah, you made a few saves. But, and there you have it. And then we scored again. We scored a late goal. I'm trying to remember who scored the goal for us. Gabriel Martinelli. He's been playing so well in the Champions League this season. I think he's got 5 goals for us this season in the Champions League. And I think he's our top scorer, if I'm not mistaken, in the Champions League this season. And Gabriel Martinelli, he started, and he played really well. Saka came on. Saka didn't start. Madueke started on the right. Martinelli was on the left, and through the middle, we had Victor Gokores, who didn't score. And apparently, people who watched the game, I was watching some of the fan cams after the game and some of the reaction videos around YouTube from Arsenal channels after the game, and a lot of the general consensus seems to be that Victor Gokores doesn't look up to it. He doesn't look up to it. But the way I see it, he's a quality striker, and I rate him, and I think he'll get good. I think he'll start to, towards maybe the second half of the season, I think you start to see more of his talent to come out into the fore. But I think at the moment he's still adjusting. He's been injured as well recently, so we've got to bear that in mind. But I think Victor Gokores will come good sooner or later for Arsenal. I think he'll come good, and I don't think there's any real reason to overly panic. And the thing is as well, is that we're scoring goals from other parts of the field. So Trossard is scoring, Saka's scoring, Martinelli's scoring here and there. In midfield we're scoring some goals. Deckers is scoring here and there, and Gabriel was injured at the moment, but he was scoring, chipping in with goals as well. Timber's got 1 or 2 goals. So we're having goals from other sources of the team, other areas of the pitch, other areas of the team. So we're not solely relying on Victor Gokores, and so, but it'd be a bonus for us if he could start scoring, yes. And I got a funny feeling after the new year, you start to see him probably come into his own, and maybe score some more goals. I can't remember how many goals he's got at the moment for Arsenal. I don't know. I think it's about 7. He's got about 7 goals, and that we're approaching the midway point of the season, so he's in course to score maybe 15 goals. And a lot of people said he'll get 15. I said he'd probably get 20 goals. I still think he'll get 20 goals, but he's going to play. He's going to play up there, and what Arteta's going to do is to stop taking him off. Let him complete games. Let him get a full 90 minutes and see what he does. Because some strikers score late goals, and some strikers go until the end and score their fair share of goals later on in matches. Some strikers score early. Some strikers score all over the doesn't matter what start of the game, in the midway point of the game, and the latter stages of games. But I think your careers will definitely come good, and it just has to be given a lot of time and opportunity, and we're going to be patient. First season, and I think when he was at Brighton years ago, he didn't really play in the Premier League. He played as Brighton were down in the lower leagues, you know. And even when Brighton came up, I don't think he played in the Premier League. He played in the cup games, but I don't think he played in the Premier League before. But he has played over here before for Coventry as well, which is down in the lower leagues, Championship. So I think this is his first real season where he's actually played, as a striker in a Premier League, in a Premier League setting, and he's gonna have to he's gonna have to probably practice extra. He's gonna take in some more time and so on, and then, but I think he'll come good because I think I've seen the basic fundamentals of his game, that he's a good striker. He's a good striker, but he has to adapt to Arsenal. He's played in the Portuguese league for a couple of years. It's not strong, nowhere near as strong as the Premier League. So he's got to have to come up to speed, come up to standard, and I think he will, because he's got good players around him. He's got a decent manager, even though that I felt that Mikel Arteta is not the man. Until I see that Premier League or that Champions League trophy in May, I still have my doubts, but I think he's a decent coach. You're going to give him that. I think he knows he's not an idiot. He knows what he's doing, but he needs to get over the line, and then I'll be able to say, you know what? Yeah, he's actually won us a Premier League title. He's won us a Champions League. He's won us maybe both, And then until then, I've got my doubts, but I do think there's something there about him maybe coaching and can get some good results out of certain players, and hopefully he can get the best out of your careers. Anyway, guys, that's it for now. Don't forget to smash a like on the videos as always. Doesn't cost a penny. Like the videos, subscribe, help the videos if you can. Leave your comments down below and share the videos. And yeah, don't worry about the thumbnails. I'm going to sort them out. Don't worry, it's coming. Guys, you look after yourselves. And I'll see you later with the preview of the Wolves game, which is going to be playing at the Emirates tonight. It's a very late kickoff. So, don't forget, it's a very late kickoff. So we'll speak to you a bit later on, maybe about a couple of hours before the match. You'll see an upload of the video, the preview of the Wolves game. You take care of yourselves. Adios.